Welcome to the Cosmic Powerhouse. Today with an episode where it is about my story, actually, because many people ask me, so Manuela, when did you start to practice spirituality, or when did you come across that you're a shaman and you have that wisdom knowledge inside of you? And actually, it's not that easy to answer that question because there's not a specific starting point. There's some milestones in life, but it goes really very far back to my childhood. But before we start, like always, I want to create safe space. And I want to invite you to do that with me, to fold your hands in front of your chest and have a deep breath in and bring your hands up above your head and open your hands aside to create some kind of energy field around you, like a bubble of energy, a golden bubble. So when you want to do that with me, inhale and bring your hands up to the sky and bring it to the side, there in the heaven, in my stars here, and to the ground, to have some X-shaped energy field around you. And to ground ourselves, to be in full presence here in our conversation, I want to invite you to take a deep breath in and exhale through the mouth then. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, deep into the earth, to ground ourselves, to go out of the mind a bit and go into your heart and go into the earth, into connection to the earth's energy field. We do that 3 times. Okay, so breathe in and out. And take a deep breath in. And out. And in. And out, and grow roots into the earth. Yes. So, and now I take my energy field also around you. So we have a space shared together with high vibrational energy. Okay. So where do I start? When you ask me the question, when did it start to practice spirituality, I want to show you a picture. I found it in an old album with my childhood pictures, and I made a copy of it. And I want to show you, because this is me. I was, I think, 3 years old. And what you see is I have my fingers on the rose. I hold this rose and I have the eyes closed in some kind of meditative state. And I really love when I was looking at these pictures again, I think last year, and thought, okay, so that is typical. And it is typical for all the kids, because up to 7 years, we are in that theta brainwave state. So we are in an altered state of consciousness, and all of the kids in that age are just like a sponge, taking in all this information and communicating on a different channel. That's why you sometimes cannot reach them. So for me, it was the same. I was very, very much outside. So every day I was in the garden. My parents had a home with their own house in the garden, and it was just my playground outside in nature. And that is where I grew this deep connection to Mother Nature, to the animals, to the birds and the bugs, and to the trees and the flowers. And it was for me very common to go to the kitchen garden and get some herbs and some vegetables, because my mom was growing own vegetables for food. And very often when she sent me out and get some herbs, I did not come back for some time, because I just stopped at some flowers, or I wanted to observe something which I found interesting. So I was always, I have to say, that kind of dreamy kid. So I'm a Pisces, my zodiac sign, and it's said that we are very dreamy. We are, very much connected with that space behind me. And coming back to the theta wave and kids up to the first 7 years, please be patient with them because it's just normal. They are in alpha theta wave brain state, this altered brain wave or consciousness levels. And this is where you are in some kind of meditative state, where you are in your dream world. And that's why kids, when they are little and they play, they are really in their play, very much deeply inside in that world they are playing in. And you can talk to them, and sometimes they will not answer. So please be patient with them. That's just normal. But coming back to the question, so spirituality, it is that since childhood, I was very much connected to nature. I just love to be outside, and I grew my love being in nature so much, and I felt good. And I also felt good with having physical activities. I did a lot of sports. I did competitions and such things, and jumping around in the grass. So the earth, actually, what I teach now my clients, like we did in the beginning with breathing into the earth, that was natural when I was a kid, and just because I was outside. And I believe that that helped me a lot to develop my senses because of that activity outside and doing climbing activities and playing with the boys outside and doing a lot of nonsense, of course, as well. And there were also quite some accidents happening in that age. So I fell very hard where I, got really badly injured, like here in my face and there in my face. So I visited the hospital very early, with 3 years actually. And that's where I had my first plastic syringe in my trousers in the pocket. And at this time, I, of course, did not know that I will end up in the medtech industry. But that was maybe a sign. But I also love to watch then the movies with Audrey Hepburn, Catherine Hepburn, when they played the nurses and that hospital environment, and this environment of healing, of medicine, of plant medicine, of the monasteries and all this church and hospital environment. I really felt attracted by that. And it was just natural for me. It felt familiar somewhat. And at this time, of course, I did not know anything why this is the case. And then when I finished school, I went into an apprenticeship at the university hospital. I followed up that desire for healing and being in a healing environment. And when we listen to the discussion right now about healthcare and hospitals and the financial constraints and the budget discussions and all the big challenges hospitals have right now. So the hospital staff, the healthcare professionals might not believe that. Up to now, I'm very attracted by hospitals, and I like this area of healing and medicine. When I was then in the medtech industry, and I changed very quickly from the hospital environment after finishing my apprenticeship to a medtech company, then I was going through the typical sales career, was traveling through Bavaria and we were sitting in the hospitals, and I felt really very much joyful to do that work and talking to the people there in the hospital environment and talking about medicine and equipment, actually. But of course, like in many sales careers, it then developed to be very stressful. So I was traveling a lot, driving thousands of kilometers a year. So, but what was actually the starting point for that spiritual journey and personal development? I want to tell you a story, just shortly. So it is 2017. It's summer. I'm sitting at the pool. It's a nice lounge music in the background. I see the dragons around the pool, and I have a far view to the sea, and it's beautiful, a blue sky and sunshine, and the birds are singing, and a beautiful atmosphere, perfectly for your holiday. And there's so much joy around me. So my partner this time had a lot of fun talking to our friends, which were with us, and they were going to the bar and already had a drink, and was very nice in the afternoon. But what did I do? I sit on a bench and stare into my computer and prepare for a presentation, which I have to hold at the conference at home right after the holiday. And because of the stress and pressure before the holiday, I was not able to finish the preparation. So I thought, well, no problem. I take it with me, and then I do 1 or 2 hours, and then it's done, and I'm prepared, and I can do just some practice, and it's okay. But what actually happened is that it was day after day. So for several days, I was sitting there, and because of the nice environment, and I was getting so frustrated that I could not enjoy it. And I do this work. It was my decision. I cannot put any pressure on anyone else. So it was my decision to do that day. And I was angry about myself that I did that. And even worse was that I could not sleep. I could not sleep because I was even pushing that wheel in my head, going with the thoughts around and around and around. And it did not stop. So what did I do? I was complaining, of course. At this time, I had not the knowledge I have now. So I was complaining, and I was focusing on the negative emotion, of course, to overcome that. But I did not have the practice and the right recipe for going out of that at this time, 2017. So my partner was meditating every day. He was a sportsman, a runner, and he was starting his day with a meditation. So I actually learned then how valuable it is to have the daily meditation and your smoothie in the morning. So yeah, every relationship brings something very valuable you can learn. So when you look back, you discover, maybe not at this time, you have it. So I learned about frequencies and guided meditations at this time because I was in such a struggle with that presentation work, and that I was so stressed and could not sleep, that I looked for a solution. And the solution was listening to that guided meditation and to frequencies who bring me in a different brainwave state and calm my mind and let me sleep. And it worked. It worked very well. So I was sitting at the pool with a meditation on my ear to actually feel better. That was my start into more spiritual work and using guided meditation sound files, which I found on YouTube. And then I went along a long journey. And actually, so I have it not right now with me, but I have a big poster where I wrote down at some point all the mentors I came across after this was happening, 2017. And the paper is written fully with names and course names and skills I learned. So I did a lot, very much so. By now, I invested 6-figure sum into my educational training, personal development, coaches, mentors, very good ones, because I was and be very selective with my teachers. And yeah, that's just the background. When you come to me, what is my journey and what I invested personally to come to that point now, 2025. But that is actually not the most important key. The most important key is this, that through my shamanic education with Dr. Alberto Villoldo at the Coherence Society, I went on the whole journey with the educational training, becoming then a master practitioner of energy medicine. So this is important because this is a mesa. So it's a sacred healer package of healing stones, and every stone stands for a wound you discovered through the educational training, going through the medicine wheel, through the 4 cardinal directions with archetypes and specific qualities you discover. So it's a very intense training. And I'm telling you that because it was very important for my healing, very important, because we talk nowadays very much about the mind, the mental health, and it is also a focus to really overcome that negative thoughts and redirect your mind to the positive. But it is for a reason why we are speaking for thousands of years about body, mind, and soul and spirit. And the soul, that is where the shamans are looking and working with. And that was very important for me to go through that training, and by that heal myself first, because you only can heal others and bring healing to the world if you heal yourself first. I'm absolutely convinced of that, because only then you can go out with a pure energy. If you're not doing that, you would project your wounds and your maybe lower vibrational energy to others. You cannot create that pure, energetic, safe space. And that's why I'm so grateful to have done this, to went on this journey, deep healing journey. And it is not easy at some point. You're looking at your shadows and it's necessary, and you integrate your shadows. And that's the important thing. A shadow is nothing negative, terrible. It is just, where's light is shadow. So you can look at it with an open heart and just integrate the shadow. That is important, to know about what is your shadow. What is bringing you this challenging emotions, this anger, this frustration, or maybe this anxiety? To look, where does it come from? So that is very deeply in me anchored, that I look at the root cause. And that is what I was missing so much as a patient and also as a healthcare professional, that we are not enough looking at the root cause. We are doing the diagnosis process, of course. But what is actually really the root cause? And we know now that 80-90% of the disease, is coming from outside influence, from the psychology, psychosomatic influence. So it's all about energy. And I'm so convinced of that, because I personally experienced all of that. I learned about that. I felt that. I learned about the wisdom traditions, in that case, about the Q'ero, which are connected to the Inca. And of course, it sounds crazy, I guess, for somebody, but I discovered that my soul has wisdom from that time, from that Inca time, because my soul and our soul is so much more than our physical existence in this lifetime. We are more than our physical body. It's an energy, it's a soul with stored information, data, and our connection to the big data field, the larger consciousness system. We are all belonging to that, but yeah, we were some kind of disconnected and had to find our way back. And I did it. I did it. And I can tell you, it's the most beautiful thing ever when you are reconnected to your soul wisdom. You're able to discover what your soul experienced in some lifetimes. Not every lifetime, just so that you would be so overwhelmed, I guess, would not be practical. But when you're going through the medicine wheel with the shamanic education or shamanic sessions and techniques, healer techniques, maybe for soul retrieval, retrieving soul parts, you have the chance to reconnect to some situations your soul is knowing about. And I discovered many of them. And so, because I also did a cosmic healer educational training for 3 years, and I learned how we can connect to the stars again, to the planets, star constellations, how we can gather information out of that field. And what does it mean for healing and medicine? That was also part of that. So I discovered what my soul knows about that. And that's why I can say I am a future medicine woman who is really carrying a lot of ancient wisdom, cosmic wisdom coming from the stars, and be here on this earth to help humanity and the planet as a diplomat of Mother Earth and the galactic nations to find back to the foundation of healing and our human being, to be a soul on this earth, honored, to be respected as a spiritual being, to discover that we are energy, and in our healing there must energy, frequency, and light also be part of, and how to create a healthy environment with what I crafted then, the Cosmic Life Codex, which is bringing in the divine feminine principles, universal principles, but especially the divine feminine ones, because it is what we're barely missing on this planet, in this society, which is so much dominated by the masculine energies. And I don't say it is men, women. That's not the point. It's about the qualities and the energies, which we all have, both in us. And what we want to achieve in our lifetime is balance, is harmony. And I'm connected to Sirius star, which is very much about harmony, energy. And this balance and harmony we can find when we really look at both qualities, masculine and feminine. Then we can bring back this harmony also in the world, in nature, connected to cosmos and Mother Earth and all what is. That is what I discovered on my journey over some years now, and with opening up my heart again, connected to my heart again, to my soul, and discovered what kind of wisdom I have here. And that's also why I have the Ankh here, the Egyptian Ankh, because I know about my connection to Egypt and to the medicine there. So it has a reason. And I tell you that because many people ask and are getting really confused when you say, okay, you are offering the South American shamanic techniques, or you are connected to Egypt, or you have a connection to Tibet, which is also here with the Himalayan crystal. I was 15 months ago in Machu Picchu and did energy work, and I felt reconnected. And I know I was working there as a high priestess. I saw that. It's not that I just craft some kind of story because it's some nice story. It is what I see on my meditative journeys. And how could I get these images if I would not know? Yeah, that is what I wanted to share, that it shall inspire you to go back to your soul and really work on that connection and feel also this excitement I feel for learning about yourself, who you are really, why are you here, what is your mission, what is your specific gift. For me, it's my transformative energy, it's my wisdom, of course. Was wondering why I'm so attracted to sacred geometry. So like you see in nature, right? So you see that beautiful harmony of that pine cone and Fibonacci spiral. You have platonic solids with pyramids and the flower of life, or like you see here, my dodecahedron. And it has a reason. I'm connected to that. I love that. I love sacred geometry. I love the ancient wisdom knowledge. I was attending the wisdom schools and I remember more and more. And I also love the wisdom of Mother Nature, like with the animal spirits, archetypes like the eagle. And so I developed a foundation where I now serve people who are also looking for their truths, for their authentic being, their highest expression of their soul, who are really excited to go on that journey to discover themselves, to heal themselves, to go out of this trauma loop of maybe many generations of the family, to take the time finally to heal also old wounds. You can heal very old wounds, even you can heal the whole lineage like I did. I did heal my whole lineage and I'm proud of it. I can say that. I'm proud of it, that I can bring them out of that loop, karmic loop. And I'm really very dedicated to health healing and creating a healing temple. And that's why this motto is so strongly connected to my personality. And it's really my mission to excite more leaders to create that healing temple on a greater perspective. So with healthcare, with a different future healthcare, but also in themselves to really use coaching and use a mentor and shamanic energy medicine to come back to that soul truth and at least go on that path to open up for spirituality and start with meditation and grounding. That is the first step. And it's also the first pillar of my healing temple with the Cosmic Life Codex. And then wakening up the third eye to really see and to really have guidance, inner guidance, your guidance, without that outside attachments and need for validation, to really understand what our brain capacity is to work with the quantum field, to go over those limiting beliefs further to that positive affirmations and work with the quantum field. But for working with the quantum field and get your manifestations into reality, you need a higher vibration. You need that abundance frequency. And that's why all works together. And you can look at what tradition you want, but you will always find that main principles, universal laws and principles. Our body is our vessel. It is our temple, body temple. And you can imagine if you feed your body with poison and with bad food and fast food and drink every day your alcohol and take drugs or whatever, it cannot function that way as a temple. It will bring you issues. And when you go further and really connect to your soul and find your passion again, because you find your mission, your truth, because you get mirrored and get that help that you can see yourself, feel your heart, then you have the chance to vibe in the highest vibration, because then you have the opportunity to be really authentic. What authenticity really means for me is to reconnect to your original soul blueprint. That is authenticity. And when you found that authenticity and know why you're here, what your mission is, what your dreams are, some even forgot about the dreams. And I can help you remember that. I can open you up with my inspirational energy. And then I can help you to really develop that identity, because that's the next very important step. The truth alone will not help you to be a new person or to do something else. It is the identity you need to develop, you need to grow into. It's not only a title, a new title, or you change your job. It is a new identity you need to grow into and to be in a new energy. And that's what I'm standing for, because I experienced that, I developed that. I believe that many people can say, who know me for a long time and met me last time maybe some years ago, they don't even recognize me anymore. I changed a lot because I changed my energy. I changed completely my vibration. I'm on a very high vibrational level. And I only came back to that because I worked through that path. And it has not need to be so intense, but there are main principles which I describe in my Cosmic Life Codex with 6 important skills that you really master your energy and you really come into that frequency where you can work as a visionary leader. Be a visionary leader and be in a powerful constitution. Be that powerful leader. This is only if you can master your energy, master your mind, but master your energy and know how to connect to yourself, to your inner guidance, and know how to reactivate also your energy and vibration, your life force, which is, of course, the most precious thing at all. You cannot buy that. Your life force is the most precious. And that is where I learned also so important to change your nutrition, because every vegetable also has its vibration. And you can imagine when you eat meat, which is coming from an animal, which is stressed to death, that this vibration, that meat, is not very high. You take that in you. Think about that. So also here, I learned to completely detox my life consequently in the last 2-3 years especially. And no stress, you don't need 2-3 years. You can learn that in 12 weeks and really master yourself on a complete different level. But I decided to go that way to really purify my life, like the Pythagoras community did. And it is for a reason why I reconnected to that. So my medicine is actually the art of high vibration, transforming, transmuting, healing. And I do it with words, with sound, with motion, also with dance, like my soul knows from very long time ago. So also arts and performances, because I love it. And I decided for myself, I will no more hold myself back to do what I love to do. I go for it and I do it. Also, my environment might not understand, might be of different opinion. I go for it because that joy you have reconnecting to your dreams, even your childhood dreams, like for me, playing piano, which I so would have loved to learn in my childhood, but was not able to because we didn't have the money. And yeah, my parents did not have a sense for music in that way. I started that around 8-9 years ago. And it makes me so happy. And I'm so thankful that I was able at this time to buy me a concert piano even, and now play the first pieces of Chopin. That was my goal. So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you about me and why I'm so driven to that feat of healing medicine. And I wanted to build actually a healing temple, so physical healing temple. I didn't have the chance so far, so did not have the funding so far. So I created that virtual one. And that is also where I'm very happy that I could create that space where I invite visionary leaders and policymakers and healthcare leaders to come into conversation, and I can share then their solution, then their ideas also for creating a healing temple again, and bring spirituality back into healthcare, and a focus which is really focusing on the spiritual being and the soul of the patient, to bring real healing, true healing, and to share that globally. And going further with my mission, it's really to initiate as many as possible coming back to that soul connection and to their mission, original mission, and to discover their soul gifts and use them. We all have unique gifts, and it's so important at this time where we are in big transformation of the planet, of society. We need that unique soul gifts, and no AI can ever bring it to you, because artificial intelligence is mostly looking in the past, and that is not what we need. We need to go to the other side, to the future. And this is why it is so important that you use your power to reconnect, to remember, to discover, to create, as we are all creators, divine creators on earth, to create an earth which is a healing temple, what it's always meant to be. So, and today I intuitively sat down and took my pen. So I have this nice calligraphy pen, because that's also what I love to do. Nice handwriting, like you see here. And I wanted to close to read that shortly to you, what I've written here about the healing temple. Maybe it inspires you to give it a start. It is actually what came to my mind, what is important when you want to create a healing temple for yourself and become one of the stars, reach the stars. So start with earthing, calming the mind, get all connected, earth and cosmos and your heart. That is a bridge to the earth and the cosmos. And that is the place of the greatest wisdom and love of all. See with all your eyes, with your physical eyes, your third eye, but with all your body eyes. See with all your eyes and senses. Activate your life force. Let it flow through you, through all your energy centers, your chakras. Powerfully strengthen them. Let your body vibrate in divine frequency, in high vibrational frequency. Tune your vessel, your body, with mantras. So that is also a tradition thousands of years old and so effectful. It is so impactful on your body vibration, because that specific words and sounds, let your body vibrate, and this vibration helps your body to open up. It has an impact on your nervous system, on all the channels. Free your mind from these negative thoughts and bring clarity and positivity into your life. Feel what is good for you and follow it. Feel. That is the important thing. Not only thinking, Feel what feels good for you. That is so much your navigator through life. Feel, that is best orientation, not your mind thinking what is good, what is not, feeling what is good, and follow it strictly. A big challenge for most of us. With a daily practice of breathing, yoga, and meditation, create that higher frequency which let you manifest your dreams into reality. Like we shamans always say, dream your word into being. The Aborigines know that for more than 50,000 years. It is to work with a non-physical word, which is so much bigger than the physical word. And if you want to master your life and success, it is important that you learn about energy mastery. Learn about your tools, your body, your vessel, how to tune it, how to work with it, how to work with body, mind, and soul, to have a joyful life, to have an easier life, and a healthy life. It is possible because we are made for this. Your heart-brain coherence is key. So connecting heart and brain is key, that you come into that higher vibration, and from this vibration to manifest with your dream reality, with your vision, what you want to see and experience in your world. Your heart frequency is actually the frequency of love, unconditional love. And this is also the frequency of abundance. It's the most powerful frequency in the universe and the strongest power at all. And universe, you can also read as you in verse, or with the Hermetic principles, what is within is without, below, so above. So it's always that mirroring. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Not only to your mind and your soul, and find out, why are you here? What is your mission? What is your soul mission? What are your unique soul gifts? What are you planning to do with it, with your unique soul gifts? Find that and live it, to feel fulfillment, have a fulfilled life, not waiting until the end or when you have time. Live it every minute. Live in the presence. Be. We are not here as a doing, but a being. Be. And yes, it is some work to come back to that. We came so much far away from that state of presence. So maybe, like I did as well for some time, I consciously brought my mind, my focus to that state of being, feel me. And that is where meditation of frequencies can help a lot, but also, like we have in the Japanese philosophy, ikigai, that you do something what you really love to do, where you really come into that flow state. Might it be sports, might it be some whatever hobby of painting or sewing, reading, whatever it is, what feels good for you, where you feel good and in some kind of flow, maybe also gardening, which is beautiful because then you can combine it with earthing, what my mom is doing. And she is quite fitted with her 85 years. Yeah. So important to really work on that, to go out of this suffering and trauma states, heal yourself, open up yourself for healing, start this journey. It's never too late. You can do it at any time of your life. But as sooner you start with it, the more you have left for living in joy, in happiness, in living in your true, authentic version. And that is what I really wish to you, that you experience that like me. You can create miracles. Every one of us can do that. You can be a complete different person. You can discover that you have soul gifts, which brings you on a complete different path, which is super exciting, adventurous, and yeah, like I experienced it so far. And I know that there's so much more to come, what I can experience. And to remember where I come from, I also have this mesa and this mapuche, which I actually got in Davos from a nice lady, which was just standing next to me at some point in the afternoon in the lounge and said she's from Chile. And after some conversation, she gifted me that little doll, which is handmade from Chilean women. And it touched my heart so deeply. I was nearly starting to cry. It means a lot to me to get that kind of messages. And as a spiritual awakened person, I know it's no coincidence. Our ancestors, our spiritual connections are with us. And that is what I also can tell you from experience, from what I discovered in life, especially the last years. You're not alone. Also, you might feel sometimes lonesome when you're on that path. And yeah, that is really very beautiful when you're then opening up your channels and your senses, and with a higher frequency, you get connected to some kind of different channel, the divine channel. And you then see so much more the animal world, how it is supporting you, and you get these messages, and people come across your way and they bring gifts to you with also business opportunities. So it's really very different things, but it is such a beautiful experience. And so I can tell you, also when you're a person who feels somewhat alone and hurt or even traumatized, you are not alone. We are all here and we are all connected in that large consciousness system. And we are all on that same journey. We are all walking each other home to where we came from. And when you have that consciousness level reached, that you really realize that you're not alone, we are all here, the same path is actually like a movie play, and you are the creator of your movie. With your thoughts, your actions, your vibration, you're creating your movie. And that's why there's everything possible, everything. You can manifest everything into your reality. Is it easy? No, it's simple principles, but we went far away from that with that conditioning, programming. And so it takes some time and training, but everybody can do it, everybody. And you find help everywhere. And if I can support you, reach out for life coaching, shamanic medicine, or spiritual mentoring. It makes sense. I also had a coach, a spiritual coach at some point on my journey, and it helped me a lot to go through that and to really find that strong connection. And then I went further on my own, but also learning from many coaches and mentors. So that is what I wanted to share, that I did overcome my traumas in life. And I also had a lot from childhood, abandonment with a few months old, where my mother had to give me away for some time. And this abandonment wound I felt up to my late 40s and brought a lot of difficulties in relationship. Or I did overcome addictions, also drinking too much alcohol at some point. I retired that party girl. Also, I can party a lot still, but in a different way. I survived a sepsis and also the trauma from the near-death experience. I did overcome infertility. I so wanted to have kids, but I was not able to so far. You never know what's coming. So yeah, chronic disease or diagnosis I got, like endometriosis. I do not have any symptoms at all from that anymore for some years. Also not my third. So nothing with Hashimoto. I don't want to accept the diagnosis in my papers because I have no issue at all. I don't feel it. I don't take any hormones anymore for a long time. And I feel pretty healthy. And I am. I even did overcome my meniscus rupture and play badminton again. So yeah, that is what you can do, what you experience, maybe not everybody, but I did, with healing yourself, purifying your life, detoxing all the relationships, having a healthy nutrition, and going into a high vibrational state and learning about to manage energy and also protect yourself, setting boundaries. And most important, doing what you love to do. That is the most beautiful you can do. And please don't wait anymore to start with that. Do it now. Thank you for listening. I take back my energy field and close that cosmic powerhouse. And I hope also it was a long message. You found some inspiration, some interesting information. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions about my journey or would be interested in my coaching, mentoring, or energy medicine. You find all information on shamanworld.com. You can book an appointment, just a get-to-know meeting with Zoom to speak about what you're looking for. And I wish you all the best and that you might find your inner peace and your full health. And let's create a healing temple together.